people. So, if you haven't noticed already, this is a prison realm. Wagwan, Miss Lecture Herb, how's it going? I'm not even sure if I'm going to stay on here, to be honest. I don't know. I don't expect you to stay. I tried to start it a couple times. I don't even know if I'm going to continue it, to be honest. No one's in here. I've only just started it. How are you? What's going down? Join or don't. Yeah. What do you mean, like? Yeah, if you want. Can I export it? Like, yeah, cool. Let's do it. Yeah, if you're up for it. Oh, this would be cool. I'd like to have a chat with you on here. I'm trying to get you to join. Instagram is hella garbage though, so I don't have high expectations. Right. Inspector Veg was trying to join a couple times, but Instagram had its own rules, apparently. I'm trying to do it. Technology is just cursed. Digital curse coming for us once again. Miss Lecture Herb is not able to join. Prison realm. Demi urge. Everywhere. Yes.
Hi.
Yeah. How's it going?
Good. So good. Yeah. That is my cat.
Lovely, your new cat.
Yeah. His name's Mate.
Oh yeah. Lovely. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. I've got a lot of stuff on my mind. But...
Yeah, go on.
Oh, I don't know. I've been talking about like reclaiming sovereignty and like, I don't know. I think to me, like my main topic now, like it just feels like how blatantly like kind of like when you just look at Babylon from afar, it's so blatant and like, but like they'll try and tell you it's normal.
Yeah.
But like you just have to chill with people in the midst of Babylon and stuff and like just observe behavior and that. I'm not saying I'm free from it, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just so blatant how like Babylon and the system is just like lies.
You know what? I've really been thinking recently about like the people who don't have a soul and they're like empty and they will defend the matrix with all of their power, you know, because they're like empty. And I feel like these people really try and suck your energy. Like I've really come across quite a few people lately that are like quite energy sucking. And I think even when we do reclaim our sovereignty, I think it's important to set boundaries with these people, and they're everywhere. Like they can be our family and our friends, you know, and the people everywhere. And sometimes they've got good, insightful things to say. But I think it's so important in these times that we put like very energetic boundaries up, you know, with people, and make sure that you're not allowing any of their energy to affect you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For example, it's like my stepmom. She's come in from work and she's, you know, had a really bad day at work, and like I think we've spoke about this before. You know, when the sign just goes around the whole. Cat, you're suffocating me. When the sky just goes around the whole house and like just their energy, you know.
Yeah. It's like, if you're like venting your bad mood into the air, then it's like contagious. If you're like huffing and puffing and sighing because you're whatever, it's like people don't need to have that.
Yeah.
You don't need to spread your internal state onto others.
But I think that's why it's so important for us individually to try and cultivate like a calm, collected, positive vibration. You know what I mean? Because it really emanates.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think so. In terms of the people, you're saying like basically about protecting your sovereign energy field, and like if like negative people or negative entities, or at the time if they're in like a low vibe, it's about like having firm energetic boundaries and not letting someone like pull you down with their bad mood. I hear you. But the thing is as well is I've recently I've clocked that it's not just people that are energies that are trying to like infringe on your energy field, and like if you have a calm mind state, someone might try and fuck you off if some NPC starts chatting shit to you. It's basically, I think the whole field of energy, like I see now everything as forces that are trying to like infiltrate my fucking aura, where it's like you can cultivate like your own like conscious field and aura, and then like it's not only negative people in a bad mood that might try and knock you off, it's like it's everything. It's like shit on the internet, it's like noises or like dogs and things, like things in the environment, like loud noises, just cities in general. If you get on the London Underground, there's like adverts everywhere, there's noises, there's pollution in the air, and it's like now I literally have like this hypervigilance that's only just come online, where it's like any energy that I don't resonate with, whether it's a person or I feel like there's always things in reality that are trying to knock off your kind of internal vibration, and it's about being like sovereignly protected within your own bubble and just saying no. Like, I'm not getting dragged down by your noises and this matrix bullshit and like these machines around me. Just like you just push it away.
Yeah, you're right. It's coming from a lot of angles, and you know, like recently I sort of realised how much was attached to me, because I done a clearing, like an online energetic clearing with Asteria. She's the girl. She lives in Ibiza. She's mates with Shayna, and she cleared a lot of heavy energy from me. And some of the things she was saying, like it would not resonate with someone who's not really aware of, like, you know, especially the extraterrestrial type stuff, because she's going on a lot about the extraterrestrial type stuff, and like even like the AI sort of timelines and matrix and stuff like that. And she was talking about like the Babylon, what's it called, Baphomet seal. Apparently we're all sort of like born with this Baphomet seal on us, and it's mad because when I was in a mushroom ceremony, I'm not sure if I told you, but I saw the entity of Baphomet, and I realised they were sort of like with me my whole life, and it was only in that moment, and I weren't even on mushrooms or anything. I was just in a guided meditation, and I saw the Baphomet seal, like the sigil of the Baphomet, and I watched it float up to source and get transmuted. It was the maddest thing I've ever experienced, like sober, you know what I mean? When you can see it so vividly. And I realised that I think the whole reason that we're here, especially like the light workers and the star seeds, is to sort of break these seals and break up these energies and transmute it, you know? Like you know, when we had a conversation about sort of me and like women in general being sort of quite strong and going through a lot of like spiritual women, and it's like I think we really are, a lot of us really are here to transmute that darkness, you know what I mean, and take that darkness and transform it into something else. And like, yeah, I don't know, I've really lately, when I'm in these dark states and these negative states and I'm witnessing all this energy around me, all I can think of like how can I transmute this into like art or into like anything, you know? And I just feel like, I feel it's our mission. I think a lot of the time, chosen seeds like us will find ourselves in some weird places that we're not supposed to be in. You know what I mean? Like, we're not supposed to be on the underground. We're not supposed to be in like clubs and stuff like that. But sometimes we have to be there to like hold the light. You know what I mean? And be the light in these dark places. Because I know for you, like, you're very different, isn't it? So whenever your presence is very noticeable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it depends.
I came back in your own life. No, I won't.
What do you
Sorry, I was talking to my auntie.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean,
Sorry,
it
that
depends
was a lot to take in. I went off on a tangent as well there.
No, that's cool. I mean, we try and like remember like where we stemmed from and stuff, but like when you say with me, like if my energy is different or noticeable or something, I don't know. It depends. Like unless I like keep it on the low, but I feel like there's an intuition that's kind of like flowing through us. I feel like where like I feel like if we stay in resonance with the core intuition about like what we know, like deep down, like if we look at Babylon and everything that we've experienced, and when we see how like so many people around us are so like self-deceived and indoctrinated and they don't even know it, and even us to an extent, we can still of course have like some indoctrination and programming in us, but I think all I'm trying to say is like that core intuition, I feel like that is what brings us together at places like Elevate Festival and the Conscious Rapper community. It's like we all like share this core intuition, and I think it's channeled like literally from like, it's not like a belief, it's literally like the earth trying to heal itself through the fucking particular entities, in terms of like where we can just see like this synthetic Babylon virus, and like all the alarms are like ringing, and like we're like trying to make a change, and I feel like a lot of it gets put on us in terms of like you can feel how we can be here to break generational trauma, because it's like all this weight and processing that we're having to awaken through, where often we're like the first in our family to go into like the psychedelic states. All of that weight gets kind of put on your shoulder to be like the first one in the generational line to break the generational curse. And the reason I say that is like when you're saying we can enter places like these clubs, or you know, where it doesn't feel like we belong, you're saying like we could be there to like hold the light in a way, where like that's why I say everything I just said, in terms of like I just feel like literally some entities, and I don't care, this is how it is, like this is how I'm starting to see it. It's like certain entities, like especially if we all get together on the same physical land, like Elevate Festival, we can just like look at each other and we know that we're sharing this intuition, and that's what we're trying to do. So like when we're in these places and these clubs and that, and like because I'm sure you can relate in a way. It's like this kind of awakening and this whole shtick that we're on about in general. Do you agree? It's like it's almost like, do you struggle to think about or like talk about nearly anything else? Where like when I'm chilling with NPCs, I'm like, guys, wait, and like no one else is like, everyone's just talking about like a whole like nothing. I don't know. And then like I'm here like literally like my fucking. I don't mean to rant, but like it's just fucking.
No, it's true. It's true. It's like rapping, for example. Yeah, I remember when I was trying to rap just about anything. Yeah, and I can't do it. I can't just start rapping about like any random bollocks. Like all I wanna rap about is the truth and the conspiracy shit. Do you know what I mean? Because there's literally nothing else really going on in my consciousness.
Yeah.
Obviously there is, to a certain extent. Like that's my sort of main thing, is like thinking about, you know, ways to break the sort of simulation and thinking about the simulation, and like, you know, like I think Like I sort of thinking, you know, we shouldn't be trying to wake people up, but we should be planting seeds. Do you know what I mean? We shouldn't be here screaming, shouting about this, that, and the other, because it's never going to work. And
Yeah,
you know who? Do you know who? I watched a video by Jenna, and she said about the pigs. She was saying she used to see the pigs that were like going to the factory farms and that, and she used to be like really resentment and angry and hateful and like be like, them pigs are gonna get eaten. This is so sad. And then once she started think like she transmuted that into love, and now she just looks at the pig. She looks at the pig and she's like, I love you, pigs. You know, and it's so sweet because it's like it's just love. You know what I mean? All of this. A lot of my music lately has been really like truth talky angry stuff, but I'm really thinking like it's good to have that, yeah, and I'm really like happy where I am at, but it's the love, the transmutation into love, and like realizing that me, you, everyone at Elevate, we all share the same thing of awakening, you know what I mean, and we're all here on this special mission to sort of like be that light, you know, and like when I say that you're unique and you stand out like that, every single one of us does. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know. Whereas, like I look around and I'm like, they want us to all look the same. You know what I mean? I'm walking through H&M and New Look and all the kinds of brand, and they just want us to all look the same. They want us to wear the same things, do the same things. You know what I mean? But then there's people like us that were sent to break the mold. You know what I mean? And it's a good thing that we can't talk about that sort of shit, and and it's like you're being an angel, yeah, even when you're just like at work and you just start talking about conspiracy shit and planting them seeds. Do you know what I mean? Even if they ain't gonna wake up, yeah, and they're not supposed to wake up, you're speaking your truth, you're being authentic, you know what I mean? And that's just the highest thing that you can do. So you're spreading your light in that way, you know what I mean? Like there's so many earth angels that ain't on social media, ain't on this, that, and the other, yeah, but they're just doing it through their words, you know what I mean? They're just speaking truth, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Even just like one-on-one private charitable actions to fill someone's heart with light in a way. That's it. It's about like everyone's got such a dim light in such a dark world, and it's about igniting and sparking your own light and becoming able to inspire others through like your own self-actualization and and then like because experiencing such a dim light and depression and low vibrations is so like I don't think any soul really deserves to endure so much confusion and darkness. So it's there's no denying what the intuition is like telling us to do, and it's simply just to like we want better for the beings who deserve better, where like people simply don't deserve to be born into poverty, where there's no option but to start selling fucking Uno just to get by. And like a lot of it, I swear, is actually DNA, where it's like we don't have to believe anything. It's like my DNA knows what happens to me. Like it's trauma. Sorry, I mean it's like trauma rewires the brain. I swear. Like it also I've heard, and it's like based on.
What's the line? Yes, you can. Sorry, my auntie's listening and she's loving the conversation because she's aware and she's, you know.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, I'm just saying in my experience, like just being like I feel like my nervous system knows what happened to me just simply by having experienced it. Like being born into like really a broken education system in like poverty. I'm not saying I'm a victim of but to an extent, of course, we are. Like, you know, people who are born into like poverty and like and war zones like Gaza. So like, I know, like physically, like my body knows what happened to me just by having to deal with things like COVID and that, and the gaslighting that come with COVID.
Yeah.
So like, it's not something I have to believe in. It's just like my body actually knows what happened to me when like everyone just turned on me and turned into like some warden, like Matrix open prison warden, and it's like starts gaslighting all their neighbors to get the injection, basically.
Yeah.
And if it happens,
good night. I'll message you. 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock-ish. Sweet. All right. Yeah, well, in my opinion, I think. Oh, I was going to say something. I had a good point. But yeah, we're really here to just sort of think of that lighting. That's all. That's all I can sort of think about. Is like, yeah. But in regards to poverty, yeah. Contrast. You know, we always talk about this. It's the contrast, isn't it? Like, we're supposed to be working class heroes. There'll become a point, yeah, where it's like we generate this abundance, and it's like if we were given it, there'd be no point, you know. And like spiritual gold, we've got more currency in spiritual gold. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, like cultivating gratitude, just you know, for like the fact that we're not in them places, but like we know we are the change. You know what I mean? And for me, when we're talking about like NCPs and like people that I think about the kids. That's all I think about, yeah, is the next generation and the kids. And like lately I've been seeing a lot of kids that are really sort of damaged, and you can see it in them. You know what I mean? And like even when I was working at a school where kids are like getting kicked out, and you can see sort of like how really broken and damaged they are, and it just reminded me of me when I was younger. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of them are like getting fed shit and just eating shit all the time and wearing shitloads of makeup, and they don't even know, like they don't know, they're not aware. You know what I mean? It doesn't make them bad people and stuff. Like I remember how I was when I was younger. Like I was violent and horrible to people, yeah, because I had so much going on myself, you know. So now whenever I see anyone sort of like being like that, I just feel sorry for them, you know, and I just want them to heal, and I hope they heal, you know. And that's all it's about, is trying to get people healing, you know, and cultivating this and thinking about your experiences in your past as like it's a good thing, and be grateful. Like I'm so grateful for every single little bit of trauma that I've got, because it's put me on the path that I'm on now of wanting to heal that trauma for other people. You know, like if I never went through all that, what purpose would I have? You know what I mean? Here.
Yeah, because like that's it. If you're like completely sheltered, like a lot of the, you know, that's it. If you don't experience hardship, you just don't have much character often. Like, because it is true. It is like you are grateful for the darkness, because everything that breaks you down builds you up. So yeah, like it's like how they say like people who are given everything from the get-go can often be like just a bit, you know, that kind of like snobby kind of a rich cliche of like people who don't endure hardship. There's a quote that says like hard times create strong men. It goes on, it says like strong men create easy times create weak men create hard times create strong men. So that's it, just going through hard times and not having everything handed to you on a silver platter can like certainly make you stronger 100%. So yeah, like now we have so yeah, it is about being grateful, because it's like everything ends up being for you, not to you. You end up like transmuting and alchemizing the whole thing and turning your trauma into your life purpose to ensure that the pattern doesn't repeat to others who don't deserve such trauma.
100%. And yeah, can I say like, there was a good point I was going to make. Let me think. Yeah, just cultivating such gratitude for that, and as well, a lot of the times what we can do is when we've been sort of born in this poverty state, yeah, and then we do get money, and we do get like material things. A lot of the time it's our instinct to sort of hold on to that, do you know what I mean, and hold on to it for dear life, and like that's your survival state, do you know what I mean, of like need, you know, you're constantly in need, so it's hard for you to give, you know what I mean, and when it's hard for you to give, it's hard for you to receive. And I think we really are here to break that sort of cycle of like allowing us to, you know, not hold on to the materials we got, and like look at what we do have. And like when I get paid, I'm thinking, right, I've got everything I need. I don't even need to spend this money. You know what I mean? A lot of times I will spend it subconsciously, because I've got this void inside me that I'm like trying to fill, even though I know material things aren't going to fill it, right? But it's like if I give instead of buy for me, then that actually does fill the void. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I get you.
You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the times I can, for example, yeah, I can think, like, let's say I've got £50 and I'm like, right, there's some homeless people here. I've got everything I need. It's like, I could go and buy myself a really cute like, necklace, yeah, for £50. Or I could spend that £50 to buy loads of food for the homeless people and like give it out. And what's going to fill that void more? It's going to be giving.
But then they aren't your only options, though. I do hear you, but you could, like, of course, you could, like, theoretically, you could go the long way around. I do hear you, but you could invest in, like, a business or something over long term, and then eventually get so, like, rich that you have loads to give. So,
yeah, no, you're right, and I needed to hear that today. I needed to hear that, definitely. But also, what about if you take that, because I'm still learning money, yeah, I'm still learning money, because I think this is just a trait of, like, being working class, yeah, is, like, not knowing how to sort of handle money. And for me, because I don't work, it's like, when I do get money, I'm like, what am I doing with this, you know? But you're right, and I think I should be thinking, right, that's £50 there, so £10 can go towards, like, giving to people, and then £20 can go towards, like, saving it, you know what I mean? And then the 30, or maybe another, it would be a different way of, like, I don't know, split it in different ways. But yeah, like, I think you're right, there's more than one option. And you know what, it's funny, because I actually pulled some oracle cards, and it was saying you got to fill your own cup, you know what I mean? Because the more you fill your cup, the more you can give.
yeah,
but I think we can get selfish. We can get too selfish. Do you know what I mean? And hold on to things and think we need things and we want things, and then we get them and you're like, we don't. Do you know what I mean? Because that happens to me.
that's true. I think, like, I've got, like, a vision that I want to see actualized, and I feel like just being devoted to, like, almost a single goal, nearly. Well, like, trying to leverage every opportunity I get at this point to, like, go in the same direction to, like, actually, like, make a major change. I don't know, it's a bit vague to say that. Yeah. I hear you, yeah.
I think with actualizing, because I'm in the same boat, yeah, where, like, there's a lot of things I want to actualize, yeah. But I think the first step is getting completely clear on what you want, and just visualizing you in that state. Like, I think that's all there is to it. Because I think when we overthink things and we're really trying to get somewhere, and we're like chasing something, you know what I mean? Because that's like chasing for me. Like I think about the goals that I want, yeah, and I'm like, I need to do this now. I need to do this, yeah. But if I just take a step back and just start sort of visualizing myself in that place, pretending that I'm there, then it's like I'll just get inspired action. Instead of like having to take action all the time, it's inspired action. So it's like I'll get a thought of like, right now, oh yeah, I'll do this right now, and like, I'll write a list of things that I want to get done, and then from that list I'll write little steps of how to get that done. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, then instead of focusing on that all the time, because if you put all your energy on that, you'll forget self-care, and you'll forget this, which can even slow it down. You know what I mean? Slow down your manifestations. If you hold on to your money and only put it into that can slow down, because there's a book, The Richest Man in Babylon, you know, and I think we should be giving like 10% of what we've got, in my opinion, because I think just in general, but like that attracts more, you know what I mean? Because you give, you receive, it's the currency, you know? It's like if you spend it all, then that's stupid. If you save it all, then that's sort of stupid. You know what I mean? But if you sort of like, if you have that £50 analogy, like if you sort of break it up, and that's the same with your time, you know what I mean? If you say like, right, these are my goals, this is what I've what I want to get done, don't put a time on it. And as well, one thing I learned recently is if you say you're going to do something, you'll always be going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If you're going to do something, then you're always going to do it. But if you do it, you know what I mean, and just get it done, it's like You know what I mean? If you visualize yourself there, then it will slowly be coming to being, and then all of a sudden, you've got that, and you haven't even you haven't even had to think about it. It's just sort of coming to existence from you being in that place in your mind, because it all starts in the mind, you know? But like, that's one thing we need to get out of the habit of, is saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want this. You know what I mean? This is why people always are so like firm on now, you know what I mean? So yeah. Sorry, that was a big waffle, but yeah.
No, I'm completely yeah, I do get you. I think like, well, there was a few points there. Like, I think with the charitable stuff, at least, like, with giving so much of what you own away, or like your money and stuff, and being charitable, yeah, I think it's like a law in a way, where it's like what goes around comes around, and you kind of reap what you sow. Where, yeah, I think, yeah, instead of like just focusing on like an idea of a goal that you're going to do, like that can be one thing, but also, yeah, there's other facets to it where like if you give, you will receive. And if you don't give, you're not going to get to your goal. Like if you try and get to your pinpoint goal by being purely selfish, you know, you might need to give a lot along the way in order to receive a lot of blessings.
But so you've got to think about what is your goal and what is it for. You know what I mean? Because like we can have loads of goals, but, like, especially if your goal is to even, like, for example, one of my goals, I don't want to speak too much, but one of my goals is to like have a business that serves people. You know what I mean? So if I want to serve people already, why don't I already start by like serving people in little ways? For example, yeah, let's say I want to do something with food. Maybe I possibly want to do that. You know what I mean? So my first step was like, I'm going to serve people by getting, like when I was living in Glastonbury for a bit, I went to the little free section, and I've like got some bread and like gave all the homeless people like just food, innit? And because that's like giving, but that's just me starting from nothing. You know what I mean? That's me like getting some ingredients that are in like some little cupboard that they give out for free to the people, and then like making something with that, and then giving it back to the people. Do you know what I mean? That's me sort of starting, even though I don't have nothing. You know, but like that's the first action, and then from there, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think we've always got to think about like what's our goal trying to achieve, because I think we've always, realistically, that yeah, no one wants to work, but what if we didn't work for something? Where would that, we wouldn't have purpose? You know what I mean? So in my opinion, it's like we've got to think, what would we be doing to be of service if we didn't have to make money? You know what I mean? And then make money off that and be at service. The more money you've got, the more service you can be of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like most of it. I swear, like basically, it's like most people, or like the default way of being, where like a lot of people are trapped in poverty and stuff. Like, it's literally, it's work smart, not hard, is the solution of what you're saying, in terms of like there are ways of monetizing charity and stuff, or monetizing art and passion, where you don't have to work for money, you can play your passion for money. I don't inherently like, it's not like I don't want to work. Like, it depends. If there's a goal in sight, I'm sure I can be motivated to work. I'll do anything to fucking get where I need to go, really.
But it shouldn't feel like work. I feel like our job, like we want to strive. The thing is, we just got to strive for like having a job that doesn't feel like work. You know what I mean? Like, for example, yeah, let's say you can sit there and do that graphic design stuff that you do, yeah, all day, like making edits and stuff for people. Yeah, I've told you so many times. You could literally set up an Instagram and do that for people and charge people. But like the thing is, we've got a lot of us, especially from like working class, yeah, we've got low self-worth. So that means we don't even put value on our gifts. Do you know what I mean? It's like me, like, oh yeah, I'll do light language for you all for free. Do you know what I mean? But that's draining my energy like mad. Do you know what I mean? Because it's an energy draining thing anyway. But then to not even like ask for energetic exchange for that, which unfortunately is money, you know, I'm just like lowering my value sort of thing. And it's like you offering like you to do videos for people for free, but then you're spending hours of your time on it. You know what I mean? Just because like people are your friends and stuff, I think they should. You know, for me, if one of my friends is like got a business or something, I don't even want a discount because I want to support them, and I know that it comes back. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm putting into a small business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Of course, it's just value exchange. That's how it, like, money isn't evil like that. It's like you
Yeah,
should allow it to
exactly.
sell. If you have something of value to provide, then people, like, it's normal to expect, like, you know, something in return. And yeah, like, in a way, like, payment in terms of making videos for free, in a way, like, you know, you can, often they say work for free in the beginning, you can get paid and publicity. A lot of people have problems with that way, but I mean, that's a whole other rabbit hole because I don't, again, I don't, I want to like get paid and monetize for what I actually like doing. Where like I don't doing talks or make it writing my own lyrics. It actually I love it so much that it literally like basically, for lack of a better term, gets me high.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't enjoy making someone else fucking visuals for their video. So it, like even if I can monetize it, and this is the same with the nature of jobs in general. It's like I don't really. I understand I need to survive, but like whatever salary you may be offering me, it's like if I'm not actually passionate and I don't enjoy, like we all have gifts and we're supposed to get paid for our gifts. We're not
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to. We're like crunch and like get ourselves to do some work that we don't want to do. We should love doing what we get paid for. And
100%. Oh, my God. 100%. And I think, yeah, I think like in regards to like the visual stuff, if that's something that's like a ball ache for you to do, then don't. But for me, I know like writing music, yeah, and I know like from being on stage, I know I fucking love it. You know what I mean? It gives me like a buzz that I can't even explain. You know, and
yeah,
just even write like sitting there and rehearsing my bars all day and just writing music.
yeah,
And it's all I want to do. And talking about food and stuff and talking about this sort of shit, it's all I want to fucking do. So it's like, I really should actually go down the route of music. It's just even my own limiting beliefs before has made me think, oh no, I can't make money off it, can't do this. But then like I'm literally getting paid for a gig next week. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, exactly. That's so
mad,
cool.
mad. I don't even have no songs out. Do you know what I mean? And someone's paying me to go and like shout words down on a microphone. Like that's so crazy to me, and I
Yeah.
love doing it. I love doing it. So it's like maybe I should do this and just keep going with this, you know, and just whatever
Yeah.
fuels your passion, you know.
That's what I mean by working smart, not hard. It's like a lot of people are enslaved to this wage slavery. It's like you don't even have to do it. It's like people just work their wage slave job, and then Christmas comes around and they blow their money on garbage for the kids that they feed garbage and that. And it's like no one actually has a strategy at all. Where they're just like blindly like walking forward. Like
Mm.
like everyone has like a severe lack of foresight. So like everyone's survival strategy is just like not very smart. It's like, yeah, I'll just work for peanuts and I won't think about how I can actually monetize like something that I like doing, which isn't that, it's not that hard. You just have to like know there's endless opportunities out there. You just got to know where to find them and where to
You
look, and
know
you've got
what?
seeds of opportunities.
You know
Mm.
what? That's fear. That's fear. It's because most people are living in that state of fear. But when you go into love and you go into realizing what you love, you know what you love doing, that's when you sort of make the leap. But like there's some people out there who won't ever make that jump. They know what they want to do. Their soul's screaming out for them, you know, to do something and to make changes and stuff and to like, you know what I mean. But if you've got too much fear of like losing your house or like not being able to pay your rent or what other people are gonna think, then you'll always hold yourself back. We are always our own worst enemy. So I saw a video the other day of this guy who like goes up to people like, "What's your dream?" You know, and then he gives them like loads of money or something to go and start their thing. Yeah, he went up to some girl and she was a singer, and
Yeah.
he was like, "What's your dream?" She's like, "Oh, I want to be a singer." And he's like, "Go on, then sing." And she doesn't, because she's scared. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, I'm shy. I'm shy." But it's like that could have been your opportunity then to change your whole life, and you just passed it. You know, and this is the thing, yeah. Destiny rings everyone, but are you gonna answer the phone?
Yeah. Yeah. I am with you. in terms of people not making a move, like, because of fear and that, like, I don't know to what extent, like, people literally are just not awake. I know you're familiar with that, but it's just literally, like, I don't know if they are, like, too scared to make a move, a lot of them, but, like, I feel like a lot of them haven't really, like, even, like, seen their life from the outside, where, like, I feel like people can wake up in their mid fucking 40s and be like, what have I been doing? Where
Even if someone's not awake, right? Like they've all got a lot of the time. Like even people who aren't awake, they've got some sort of like calling, some sort of purpose. You don't have to be so. Like I think you don't even have to be spiritual aware to have this sort of like calling of purpose. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it can just sort of naturally come about. Do you know what I mean? It's just but then like when you awaken, it's a whole different story, of course, and like a lot of the time people get a whole new calling, but like we all go through different sort of callings in our life.
yeah,
Like it's like I was called to go and do that job, like working with kids who've been kicked out of school. It weren't going to be my career, maybe I thought about it being in my career for a bit, but then it was like then you have another awakening, you're like, actually this is my real calling. I think it's just the different timelines. But yeah, you're right, a lot of people are like they don't know. Like I remember when I weren't awake and I had no idea what I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to be like a psychiatrist or and giving people pills because that's what I thought I needed at the time. Do you know what I mean? And I thought that would be me being of service. I knew I always wanted to be of service even when I weren't awake. Like I always just wanted to help people and stuff. And then I woke up and then slowly more things have been revealed to me about my path, and I think that's sometimes how it goes.
yeah, I'm with you. Like, yeah, I think like just like what I was speaking about kind of just before you said that in terms of like in general, like how people live like an unwise survival strategy where it's like we could all like get along much healthier, a lot easier if we changed our strategy. Where like instead of like outsourcing it to the middleman, if we just grew our own food and like took back our sovereignty. So there's that. And
that's where it's going. That's where it's going. I think we all need to just hold that vision,
yeah,
like especially like CRC, we all just need to sit there and hold the vision. Like all I see for the future is a forever festival where we've all got this land. Like that's all I've been thinking about all day is just how we've got this land. I'm not even gonna say we're going to because I literally just said that like you'll always be going to, but we have this land and we have these vegetables and we have our sovereignty. Do you know what I mean? We're on the timeline of action. We're all healing. And we're all going after our purpose right now. It's beautiful. Like I have been really quite sad the past couple of days and like thinking about this matrix, this, that and the other, but I'm just like I have to check myself and be like, no, just focus on the vision, because where energy goes, where attention goes, energy flows, so it's like just hold that vision. Like that's why I started even writing a song about it, because you just got to put all that energy into what you want and what you want to see,
Yeah, I think it's about a lot creating our own world, like claiming sovereignty.
Get off me.
Reclaiming and oppose the world that is forced upon us and create our own world with just pure creativity, with like a lot of awakened sovereign minds take back their power and literally create their own world, create their own music, create their own space, create their own land, and literally create your own fucking world.
Sorry, you told me.
A lot of us already did a lot. We've all like laid the foundations, at least for like our future in our music and creations and stuff. But yeah, I think you are right. It's about like manifesting, like, and like magnetically fucking actualizing the new Earth with your mind's eye, and just like bringing it into the moment, deciding that
Yeah.
our land is already here, and decide, like, you can almost feel the Forever Festival physically, or like it's like you just have to go there and do it, and like, and it's already here though.
Hmm.
Uh, right.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Huh.
Imagine, yeah, I gotta send you this video, but I saw a video and it was this guy and he went into an abandoned mansion and then like through the law or something like that, he literally like claimed this mansion to be his. You know what I mean? And he claimed this mansion and he's been living there ever since and he's like trying to get people to go over there. You know what I mean? But you like I've been on Helpex and that a lot recently and I'm seeing it. All these eco villages, all this, that and the other. I want people to go over there and work there and stay there and like you can potentially live there forever. Do you know what I mean? It's here. It's here. Like you literally just have to open your eyes to the opportunities that are all around us. You know, this is something I'm massive on. Is like just the opportunities are there. You know, we just gotta jump on it. You know, get on it because they're everywhere. You know.
100%. We already saw it with Elevate Festival with the
Mhm,
conscious.
mhm.
It's like it's more than possible, and it's about not letting no one gaslight you. What you know
Don't
with your
gaslight yourself. That's what it's about. Yeah, because yeah, loads of people are gonna try. Everyone's gonna try and gaslight you. Yeah, but the person that's gonna try and gaslight you yourself is your own mind. Trust me. Like, trust me. Your mind is the biggest fucking sabotage. You know, it's like you thinking. It's like I remember when we were talking about Elevate, and you were saying, "Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to go because of money, because this, that, and the other." Do you know what I mean? But like I just said, visualize yourself there. You will be there. Do you know what I mean? And like, it's like me. I've been to so many places with no money. You know what I mean? I would never let money stop me. I never let nothing stop me. Do you know what I mean? Because as soon as you start getting in your own way, that's when you know you're messing it up for yourself. But you are the only person that can get in your way. You know, it's your mind more than anything.
yeah. In terms of the victim mentality, you commented like externalizing on like this payday Monsanto post or something I put, and I bring it up because what was it? What did I comment? In terms of like ourselves being our own biggest enemy in a way of like self-sabotage. It's like, yes, I think um, regardless of how big the obstacle is outside, the only factor on whether or not we can overcome the external obstacles of Babylon or poverty, whatever, is all of it is actually like, it may seem like an external obstacle, and it may very well be an external obstacle, but the only thing that's going to prevent us from overcoming that external obstacle is the internal obstacles, basically, where it's like we're the only thing that's going to stop. Like, if we end up being a victim to something outside of ourselves, that's because we're a victim to something inside of ourselves, really, where it's like we can overcome anything. I don't think anything, I think we have the power to overcome anything that we might believe that we're a victim to. Like, we can absolutely like take hold and overcome any obstacle, and the only obstacle that's going to stop us from doing that is ourselves, I think. So it's like, yeah, about the victim mentality, yeah. So yeah, you're right, like it is literally you versus you.
Mhm.
Every outside obstacle is actually an inside obstacle, because if you're strong enough to overcome it, it's not an outside obstacle anymore. It's an internal game.
Yeah, it's time to take responsibility. We gotta step up. I think. Yeah. You know what? All like I think the be all and end all is create and not consume. Even music. Yeah, I stopped listening to music quite a lot now because I've noticed when I'm just walking around and I don't even like I'm not even listening to anything. I'm like being creative anyway. I'm coming up with creative ideas, this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? Like allowing yourself to sit in the silence and sit in the boredom, you know, is
Yeah,
powerful. It's powerful. Dopamine detox is powerful. Like, you know, I'm saying all this, but it's from my higher self. You know, I'm speaking from my higher self here. You know, I struggle with fucking technology addiction. Not that that's a great affirmation to have, but you know, like we all go through it, and I think it really is trying to get off the distractions, you know, because that's our time is what is being harvested the most in regards to energy, you know, and I think our time is so important, and yeah, it's just the
You are
time.
you are right. I
Because
mean,
I just respected time so much. Like, I used to be like, fuck that, I'm not getting ruled by Saturn, time don't even exist, you know? And then I'm like watching my life sort of slip away a little bit. And I'm like, actually, Saturn's here for a reason, you know? Time's here for a reason. And we've got to sort of, if we want to actualize ourselves, if we want to make change, we've got to respect that, you know? Like, the sun rises every day. So, you know, get up at that sunrise. And you know what? I'm really gonna. No, I'm not going to, because that means I'll always be going. But I am jogging every morning. Every rising, I'm jogging around the block. You know? I'm visualizing, I'm jogging around the block every morning. And I can't stand it, but I'm doing it anyway because I'm disciplined. You know? I'm just holding them mantras and just visualizing and just doing. Just now. Doesn't matter then, you know what I mean? Then or it's going to, that don't exist. There is no going to, it's now, it's always now. And I hate to sound like one of these like developmental, you know, like self-development people, but now is the time, you know, we just got to get on it now, you know, instead of going to, because I've been going to do things my whole life and now I just need to now. So yeah.
going to do it, like, it's like it's in a future that doesn't exist. Like, tomorrow never comes. Always now. Now is always the time.
Yeah.
So it's only going to happen in the moment. So if you don't make it happen now, it's always now or never. So I'm totally. I'll say about, like we said about the disconnecting from the digital addiction and stuff. Like, I'm with you. Of course, there's so much wisdom and everything you need to know is like within your DNA and that. But yeah, we were talking about it.
Yeah, I get so much insight as well through my phone, and like my spirit guides send me a lot of messages through my Instagram feed, through my YouTube videos, you know what I mean? Like, I get a lot of messages through that way. I see so much value in it, but I think, you know, there's a time to stop and there's a time to, but also remember, when you've got an addiction, it creates a physical entity that's going to defend that addiction for you. So think about it. Is that your entity defending your digital addiction? You know what I mean? Because trust me, like, I'm guilty of a lot of that thing, you know, like, a lot of the time we do have physical thought forms that have been created from our things that are like sort of, you know, putting thoughts in our head and that. And I think you've got to think, where is this thought coming from, even when it's like just a simple thought like that, you know? Because yeah, our addictions are 4D, 2D entities, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
like, you sent me a reel the other day that was like talking about just that. I think it was this guy who was like, your habits form, into essentially entities.
Yeah. So it's like we could be sat here defending this, you know, digital addiction, but it's not even us, you know. It's like the entity that wants us to keep being digitally addicted, to keep them alive, you know what I mean? Because they die when as soon as we like cut off our vices and have enough discipline and, like, you know what I mean, sovereignty, they will die. And they don't want that, you know. They're just trying to fight to be alive. And it's the same as all these entities, and all these negative things that we talk on. They're just doing their purpose by trying to stay alive, by deceiving us and fucking getting us, you know, at like low vibration. But it's not, you know, they're not evil. They're just doing what they've been programmed to do. You know what I mean? So that's why you just shine love at everything, you know, and you just, like, these entities and these beings, you shine love at that addiction, you know, and like, you take yourself off, you send love to that, you say thank you for this digital addiction that served me for a while, but now it's not serving me, you know what I mean? So it's time to cut it off and let it go and send it to source to be transmuted. You know, you're an alchemist, you can do that. You know, it's the same with the weed thing, yeah? You can think, but weed helps me this, weed helps me that, weed helps me this. I was defending weed my whole life, you know, but it's like, there does come to a point where sometimes it's just not serving you right now. Like, yeah, you might pick it back up and it will serve you again in the future, you know what I mean? But when it's smoking you and you're not smoking it, that's when it becomes a problem, you know what I mean? That's when it becomes an entity. You know, it's even like right now, yeah. I think 3 days I've been without weed. I quit for 2 months, got back on it, and I'm like on and off, and I haven't bought it in ages. But it's like I'll go seek out someone to smoke a spliff with just because my entity that is addicted to weed wants to go do that. You know what I mean? And it's subconscious, it's unconscious behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a cool way to recontextualize it. It's similar to like seeing your thoughts as an external opposed, like a force that's trying to get you to think it instead of you simply having your own thoughts. It's like you can almost externalize anything into where it's like it's almost like it's arbitrary. Like everything is external, or it can be internal. It depends like what lens you choose to wear. It's like
As above, so below, though. You know what I mean? As within, so without. Yeah, so the lights, but yeah, I think it really is just about creating, like, to get you through anything. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going through any sort of like vice, talk about it to a beat. You know, if that's what you like to do, like talk about it on a beat, put that music out there. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people might relate. You know, but it's like I think we can pass entities through music. That's just a download I just had. Yeah, like their entities getting passed through music. It's like, and when you listen to a song about smoking weed, it's like that's fueling that entity. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I do
Like
understand.
that entity wants you to listen to that song to program your mind about going to smoke weed again. You know what I mean? And like just defend. Yeah, it is like these external sort of entities are within us, and they're on the outside and they're on the inside. But yeah, I think it will just come down to like observing your thoughts, you know, and not just rolling with them. You know, like sitting there and like meditating on them thoughts and like, is this really coming from me? Because I think we've got our spirit guides as well. Do you know what I mean? I think there's so many energies. You've got the 4D entities that ain't really for your highest good. You've got the 5D and angelic beings and spirit guides that are for your highest good and that are going to send you good messages and good thoughts and stuff. But it's just discernment, really. You know, it's all discernment. You know, and mindfulness. That's what mindfulness is. You know, you've got like meditation where you're trying to empty the head to like listen, and then mindfulness is sort of just being mindful of every thought that comes in, every judgment, every, you know what I mean?
You know,
because it's like, yeah, go on.
well, it's a bit of a holistic thing. I've been wanting to say this for a minute, yeah, because at least with me, yeah, I've had a radical shift recently. I feel like I hear what you're saying. For me, I spoke as if I knew for a very long time, and I believed that I knew, and I did have this general intuition and about this awakening stuff, and so I did know to an extent, yeah. But the more I learn and the more I wake up and the more I seem to like evolve, I see how my past self actually did not know nearly as much as I thought I did. To the point where I can actually, I don't know when I'm actually still a part of the Matrix hive mind sort of shit. Where like I can think that I'm more awake than I am, and then like a year later, my own behavior, and I'm like, what was I thinking? Like I must be a fool. And it's a bit abstract. I don't mean to just make it sound like I completely flipped the topic, but this has been on my mind the whole. I'm skeptical about everything I hear now because of this recent shift. And it might seem a bit out of the blue in a way, but honestly, I feel like, and it's quite new in a way, I feel a lot stronger now that I've clocked this, but I'm literally hyper vigilant now. Like I feel like there's traps everywhere, there's self-deceit everywhere, and this fucking Matrix is trying to disarm me and the people around, like physically trying to disarm us, like keeping us in a prison. This live is going to end in 30 seconds because Instagram has decided that that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, like it's the power of now. I'm going to have to do things now. I'm going to get some stuff done now. I'm going to let this cat sit here and going to live my life now. I love you. I love all these beautiful people on here. We are all one, my brothers and sisters.